Today I'm going to be showing you how to wire up a car stereo as a house stereo. Okay, I like going to flea markets, and it's things like these I find. I paid $20. I'm going to show you how to take this fully functional stereo with built-in GPS, DVD, FM, AM, and a few other additional things, Bluetooth, calling capabilities. We're going to make an in-home stereo. Now these are your connections. Here's your main plug over here. This inputs your power outlets, a few optional hookups. In this case, I've already have the HOTS hooked together. I'll show you in a minute how to wire that. Alright, this pink wire, reverse, this hooks up to your car. This is for a new model vehicle. This hooks up to your car. Everything hooks up to your car. This hooks up to the shifter on your column or in your floor, so that way when you kick it into reverse, it sends power to a camera, and then you have two video feeds. This goes to a backup camera. You will not be needing most of this. Now, let's strip it down to the bare essentials, which you will be working with almost every single radio you come across. Alright, exclude these couple of wires. You will be typically working with, all these are speaker wires, except for this one here, the blue one. That right there is for a control I do not understand. This blue one is power antenna. You will not be dealing with these two. It's hard to strip these down by hand. Alright. And there's one more wire you normally don't deal with. This brown. That goes to your brake. Your parking brake, as it says here. Brake. This will wire to your parking brake, and it will, when you put it in park, it will switch this to ground, which allows you to use the TV, DVD player, and other options. But when this wire is ungrounded, it will not work. So I'm going to show you how to take this typical newer model stereo, wire it up as a fully functional home stereo. Now what you will need is optional this typically has about, I'd say about 6 channels, so probably about 6 speakers, depending on how many you want to run, 2 to 6. The radio itself, any form of power supply, I'm using a 1 amp 1.64 milliampere. It's a 1 amp power supply, 12 volt to 14 volts. You have your controls on the back of the radio itself. Subwoofer, rear, front, rear, back. So these two are audio inputs, audio and video inputs. This here is your output. This here is for television. This was made before 2009, so it does not have the digital television capability. It's not been installed, as you can see here. Here's your antenna. So what you will be needing, main power plug, optional for these, and this antenna input. So here's what we're going to do. This plug, you will take, if you have this exact radio, which I don't know the name brand as a matter of fact, you have almost every single audio system you deal with, as far as the radio heads themselves go. You have your yellow and red. Typically the smaller one is a signal wire that lets the radio know that the ignition switch is on. The yellow one, in this case, is the thicker one. So you would hook it directly to the battery, and it sends a power feed to the radio and helps it keep tracks, memory, stuff like that. And on your ground side on this particular radio, you have your standard ground, and you ground this brake wire, which allows you to use all functions. Alright, so once you have made this simple connection, I just did it the most simple and quick, easy way to do it. And in my entertainment center are two built-in speakers. Tweeters are missing. So I have my two wires. In my case, I picked the whole front setup, the front left and right speakers. Sorry, it's hard doing this one-handed. Is it good? You're gonna have to deal with it there. Alright. You would take your optional wires, in this case, the front left and right speakers. This is my right speaker. I will hook it up to the right one. As of right now, I don't know the exact color code for the right ones, and it doesn't exactly matter for a tutorial. So, I will find my wire nuts, and then I will continue. This is basic, it's elementary. Typically, I would use crimp connectors if I was installing this radio in an automotive application. But I want it to be semi-portable, so when I'm ready to move it some other place, some other location, use it somewhere, I just disconnect the wire nuts and pull a unit. Now I will take my left speaker wires and hook them up here. Pay attention to left and right because it can mix the audio up and make it sound different depending on the music. If it's a mono application, you don't have to worry about it because it plays the same exact audio off of one side. Essentially one input for two speakers instead of two separate inputs. Now that I've made these two sets of connections, I have my power. My fuse is good. This takes a 15 amp fuse. This will plug into the back of the radio and make sure the connector is seated properly. Now we will need to do one more thing before this radio can be used. That is to install an antenna. Speaking of, I happen to have a 3-foot stretch wire, 3 to a foot. This wire, I'm doing it redneck because I don't have all the components I need on hand. There is a hole down. Instead of this bigger hole, there's a little center hole inside. You take this plug, or wire in this case, and insert it down into the center post, center hole. Use a pair of needle noses to make these go in easier because I have sausage fingers. Running on 9 minutes. Now this wire will fit down in the bottom of the hole. Now the plug the wire is now inserted. So all that should be left to do is turn the radio on and program it. This one comes with an installed DVD player. I do not happen to have any DVDs on hand. Now it says welcome. I have audio. It's very, very fine-tuned. does have fairly decent bass. It is kind of muffled because I haven't fully set the audio up yet. Local channel 102.1. Alright, that is my tutorial on how to use an automotive stereo as your house. An automotive stereo is an in-home stereo. One thing to consider, you always need to use impedance. Use 4 ohm speakers with the automotive systems, and typically in-home systems use 8. So, now that you know, you can try it yourself.